Hola, welcome to a brand new episode of Beating Faces. I'm April, aka the Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. I hope you guys having a great day, good week. Remember, please, to wash your hands and your ass and all that good stuff. I'm currently in bed at the moment. I have bad tendonitis on my left foot, so I'm kind of working on that. And this isn't going to be that video where I'm going to be in bed like, oh, I'm going to do makeup and talk wrestling. I'm not going to do makeup. I am completely barefaced. And I wasn't planning on doing this video, but I felt like I needed to put my 2 cents in. So I watched the Chyna documentary that came out on Vice last week, and I knew it wasn't going to be a happy doc, obviously, but I didn't realize what I was going to get myself into watching this. So growing up, Chyna was that person who really made me feel comfortable with myself. Well, growing up, I was always a big girl my whole life, and I never really fit in with other girls, so I was a tomboy. I was always hanging out with the guys, play fighting, and I never really felt like I had a place, in this world. And when I started watching wrestling at a young age, even up to now, people ask me like, who's that one female wrestler that was in your life that made an impact and things like that, and I'll always say Chyna. She was, I'm sorry, Jade, you're that bitch, but Chyna was that bitch, and she really helped me growing up. Like, it's okay to be different. If you want to fight the boys, fight the boys. Like, that's just you be who you are. And I've always looked at her like that. Now, again, growing up, I was in and out of wrestling. I wasn't into the wrestling news and all of that. So whenever shit happened with wrestlers or anybody, I didn't know. I was so young. So I didn't know when she left WWE. I didn't know anything about her life. So when I was watching the documentary, it did show a lot of, obviously, like her past, her being in WWF, and then they started talking about her relationship with Triple H. And if you guys seen it, you're gonna know all this stuff. Spoiler alert, even if you haven't seen it, you probably already know like all of that. So it was nice to reminisce with that, but to listen to how they treated her and everything, it was sad. And it just is very annoying because, we're wrestling fans and we watch these people sacrifice their bodies playing these characters, but we forget that they're people too. And maybe they probably forgot that she was also a person as well. So the way they treated her was terrible. Going back to when I was younger, I remember that reality show, This Is Real Life, that used to be on VH1. And I think that was the first time I saw her outside the WWE. And that was very heartbreaking. And that was mentioned in the documentary as well. And I remember they didn't touch too much on it, but I remember when I watched the show, I felt uncomfortable because I was like, that's not my Chyna. It's like, no, that's not Chyna. She was being Joni, the person that she was. And to see her indulging in drugs and alcohol, I remember there was one episode where they were shooting something and X-Pac came to pick her up, and they spoke about the drug abuse and the alcohol abuse and all the abuse that happened in that relationship, and he tried to take her out of the house, and her mates and her housemates like tried to keep her, and they didn't let her go and stuff like that. And I was young when I saw that. I think I was maybe like 12, like 11, 12, 13. I don't remember the year, but I know I was young, and I was so confused because I was like, that's not my Chyna, that's not her. So when I saw the documentary and to see all of the hardship that she's had, I was so heartbroken. I felt so terrible for her, and I also felt very frustrated because she just wanted to be herself. She wanted to do something that made her happy. And to even hear her say that she regrets being a wrestler, she regrets doing everything that she's done, like I said, it was heartbreaking because up to this day, you can ask anybody, like, how is Chyna to you? And you're gonna get a good, great answer out of them, how she affected somebody who was a wrestling fan in that time. I know I'm probably all over the place, but that documentary really kind of fucked me up. Well, not really fucked me up, but it hurt. It really hurt. And That's why I don't really like to watch, you know, like reality shows when it comes to wrestlers and stuff like that, because I know everyone has a past. I know this business isn't easy, and there was a lot of people back then who indulged in drugs and, you know, went downhill, but always made a way to come back up. And she tried to come back, and it was like society didn't want her to. And that made me upset even more. You know, she did a lot of entertainment stuff. She did porn or whatever. People do shit. It's not that serious. And to see that she was getting penalized for her past, like, come on, bro. Like, they even showed that little clip that Triple H did the interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I ain't never seen that interview. So to even hear him say, like, yeah, we could put her in the Hall of Fame, but my kid's gonna Google her and see her past and stuff, when that whole fucking Hall of Fame, fucking Vince Russo said, like, the majority of that Hall of Fame, those guys done a lot of fucked up shit. But I guess because she's a woman that they weren't with it. That pissed me off. And like I said, I'm sorry that I'm all over the place. Just this documentary really had me. I watched it on Saturday. Today is Monday, and I'm still like, what the fuck? You know? And then they showed her when she was in Japan, and I actually saw the match that she had when she was in New Japan. I'm blanking on the wrestler's name. I'll put it up here. I saw that match last year. I think it was earlier this year or sometime last year. I didn't know that she went to New Japan and she had a match. And the fact that New Japan has a history where they are so traditional, and obviously the majority of the wrestlers that they had were men, whatever females they had were valets, and she had such a crazy match. And it was like, dude, this chick was in New Japan. She kicked ass. She had a bloody nose, like her face was fucked up, and she just put out this crazy promo like, I didn't win, but I beat that guy's ass. I came here, I did what I had to do. And I was just like, oh my god. Sorry, my phone. But yeah. And even when she was in New Japan, and they even said that she was still under the influence of drugs and stuff like that, it was like, damn, girl, you could have kicked ass. But the main part of this documentary was she was alone, and she was sad and heartbroken, and she was just surrounded by nothing but garbage people. The fucking guys, oh my god. I'm trying really hard not to make this video long, but the fucking guys who were behind this documentary, complete garbage. Garbage. They're working on this documentary to reconstruct her, to bring her back into the light, and you can see that she wasn't well. And they didn't give a flying fuck about her. And I'm sorry if I'm gonna be cursing a lot, but if you've been watching my channel, you know I don't care. They did not care about her at all. The freaking director was doing drugs with her. Her freaking damn mentor, her manager, was fooling doctors and giving her these pills and shit. Like, she had nobody around her that gave her some kind of support. And she wasn't close with her family. They didn't really get too much with her family. But it was just so sad to see that this woman she was full of heart, and she knew what she wanted to do, and she just wanted to be happy, and she was just surrounded by nothing but garbage people. And they even showed when I think her manager went to her house and saw her dead in her bed, and he still found a way to take advantage of her. Like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I did cry at the end of that documentary because it was so sad. Like, I feel like I'm getting about to start tearing up because shit, it just goes back to, I guess, the wrestling fan in me, that you watch wrestling and you look up to these wrestlers and you love their characters, and they're kicking ass and they're taking names and they're an inspiration to you. And then when you hear about the person behind the wrestler and their struggles and shit, it's just so sad and it's so heartbreaking. And it's very frustrating as well. And I don't want to get too personal, but when I was younger, I used to do my internship for college in a mental hospital, and I worked with drug addicts and alcoholics. And that was not an easy job at all. That was not an easy job. So I guess remembering working with these people and to see their struggles, but also to see them overcome their addictions and seeing the other sides of them. It's just like, oh my God, like these people are just such good people that get caught up in bullshit. And with her, she got caught up with the bullshit and she had nobody. And at the end, I forgot who said, I think it was McFoley or Kevin Nash that said that she felt alone and she didn't realize how much love that she had from the wrestling universe. Like, she was loved. She was so loved. And I guess she just felt like, I guess it was her character that was loved, not herself. I don't know. Like I said, I apologize for being all over the place. I feel like I'm about to get emotional and shit. Because, like I said, growing up, she was that bitch for me. You know, I'm not that wrestling fan that I'm going to remember every single match that one of my favorite wrestlers have, but I'm always going to remember how they made me feel every time they stepped in the ring, every time they put on a great match, every time they went on that mic, spit out that sick promo. I remember that. I don't need to remember the amount of matches that Chyna had and who she fought. I just remember her getting in that ring and showing the world how badass she was. And I remember how she made me feel every time she stepped in the ring. And she just did her thing. And she made me feel like if a woman like that, you know, a strong woman, she got muscle, she is beating the shit out of these guys, she's taking names, she's doing her thing. She gave me that inspiration when I was younger. Like, I don't need to take shit. You know what? I may be a tomboy. I may fuck around with the guys, you know, beat each other up and stuff. But I didn't care because I knew that this was me. She made me feel like I need to feel like myself. So I guess I'm gonna end it here. I'm sorry that I was all over the place because if you guys have been following me for some time and whenever I'm passionate about something, yeah, my thoughts are always scrambled, and yes, I don't have a complete speech. I'm speaking from the heart. I'm a passionate person, especially when it comes to wrestling, and I'm going to be passionate about what I'm saying. So fuck these guys who were working with her. Just so many people just failed her, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that she had to go through that. But yeah. I guess I'm just gonna end it here. You know, if you know someone, if you really care about someone who is under the influence of drugs, alcohol, if you see them just going down a path, just be there. Just be there for them, because she died alone. The people that she thought that were her friends, they didn't give a shit about her. They just wanted to exploit her. So fuck you guys. But yeah, just if you gotta call somebody and you know that they're not well, call them. Be there for the people that you care about. The ones that they say that they feel alone and they're not in a good place, just call them. Just be there. Because there's a lot of people in this world, and especially in the entertainment business, that don't have anybody. So I'm not just saying just for people in the entertainment business that you love, just anybody. Just be there. And don't be fucking garbage person. You know, it doesn't take a lot to be nice to somebody, because you don't know everybody's story. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully my next video will be a lot happier. I'm actually looking for a great match to do a reaction to. It could be a death match. I was looking into a lot of Japanese comedy matches, so I'll look into that as well. But yeah, take care. Wash your ass if you made it this far. Thank you. And watch the documentary, because as heartbreaking as it was, and it was very hard to watch, I do feel that Joni was a good person. And yeah, no one deserves pain or abuse, especially from a fucking job. Yeah, let me shut up. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.